student, welcome to third standard English lecture. Okay, today we are going to deal with our grammar section, and that is the apostrophe for singular possession. Apostrophe, that is we put a comma on the head of the word, that is called apostrophe. Let us see what is that. Here are some of the examples are given. Okay, some are examples are given. In that example, some words are in red. You have to observe that red words. You can see this. Okay, I'll read the sentences for you, then I will just tell you what are they exactly. Okay, this is Natasha's skirt, this is Tom's hat, this is Dan's photograph, this is Nikki's cat. Now, when I was showing you the picture, okay, this skirt. Now, whose skirt is this? This is Natasha's skirt. That's why when I was telling about Natasha's skirt, that time I put an apostrophe and S. In each and every Tom's hat, the hat belongs to Tom. The photograph is whom's? It is Dan's photograph. And this is the cat is of Nikki's cat. Okay, everything is showing their own ownership. Okay, let us see. Now, in each and every sentence, as I have shown you, there is in this kind of punctuation is there. You can see this punctuation, the comma over the head of the word. Now, why this comma is there? Because it shows the apostrophe. What is that? That's an apostrophe. Let us see in the examples, that is which we have shown with the help of pictures. This is Natasha's skirt. Okay, I put an S with an apostrophe. What I have done, I have used the apostrophe to say that it's Natasha's skirt. This is Tom's hat. Okay, after the Tom I put an apostrophe S. Why? Because I want to tell you that this hat belongs to Tom. This is Dan's photograph. Which frame is kept over there? It belongs, or it is the photo of Dan's. That's it. That's why I use the apostrophe. Okay, whatever object or whatever thing we have with us, if we want to show the belongings, whom does it belongs or whose it is, to show that, what I have done, I have used the apostrophe. This is Nikki's cat. Okay, the cat itself belongs to Nikki. Okay, the cat is whose? It is Nikki's cat. So to show that belongings, or to show that ownership, I gave the example that this is Nikki's cat. Okay, whatever the object I have shown, the last word, that is the noun itself. The skirt, hat, photograph, cat, everything, they are the nouns. And to show the ownership of that, what did I have used? I used the apostrophe S. What I have used? I used apostrophe S. Okay. Now, what is that? A noun can show what it owns or possesses. Okay. Why these words are in red? Because they shows the ownership, the own, whose it is. It gives the answer of whose. Whose skirt? It is Natasha's skirt. Whose hat? It is Tom's hat. Whose photograph? That is Dan's photograph. Whose cat that was? That's a Nikki's cat. Okay, they shows the own. They belongs to someone. Okay, that's noun. These all are the nouns. Okay, so when we talked about the noun ownership, when we talk about the ownership of that noun, is called that apostrophe. Okay, apostrophe for singular possession. It shows the possess. Okay, possessive means we are in touch with that thing. It does it It does not belong to so many, it belongs to the particular people or the particular person. So that, to show that ownership, it's an, we use apostrophe. So why do we use apostrophe? A noun can show what it owns or possesses. Okay, we use apostrophe to show that what it owns or possesses. Okay, so let's see more example related to this. Now, when we talked about these all examples, Natasha's, Tom's, Dan's, Nikki's, we added S. They are not the plural words. They are, Natashas are not, so many Natashas are there. Because of that, I put S. But I'll see that when I'm putting the S, that time it's a singular. They are not so many. They are the singular person. But when I'm putting S towards their name, I put the comma over the head of the word. You can see that. I have shown you in the earlier word also. You can see this apostrophe S. So, to why do we add this apostrophe S? Because to show the ownership, to show that these things belongs to the Natasha. The skirt itself is of Natasha. No one can wear that. So to show that ownership, we use apostrophe S. But remember, we do not use S for plurals. Okay, we do not use apostrophe S for the showing the plural. Why do we use apostrophe S? We use apostrophe S to show the ownership. Okay, whatever object, whatever thing do we have, that is our own. I am having this ownership. Okay, if you go to the shop, there are so many cycles kept over there, but you cannot say that this is my cycle, that all are my cycles. No, when you pay something or some money to that shopman, when you own that or when you buy that cycle, at that time you can say this is my cycle. So to put it that, what you will say, that this is Sapna's cycle, this is Neelam's cycle. So when you put apostrophe at that time, you show the ownership. The things belongs to you only. No one is concerned about that. No one possesses your things. Okay. So to show the ownership, we add apostrophe S. Okay. Now what I have told you that to show the ownership, we have added apostrophe S after, before the noun or after the noun. Now in all these examples, when I talked about Natasha's skirt, Tom's hat, Dan's photograph, Nikki's cat, at that time a noun that shows ownership or relationship is a possessive noun. What is the type of that noun? That type of noun is possessive noun. That's why we talked about the singular possession. Apostrophe for singular possession. These Natasha, Tom, Dan, all these are the they are showing the possessive noun. In that sentence, they are possessive. They doesn't belong to all, but only regarding the one thing belongs to them. That's why they are the possessive pronouns. Sorry, possessive noun in this. Okay, and that noun is shown to show the ownership or relationship. That's why they are possessive pronoun. Okay, here I will give you one of the example. For example, when I've talked about this pen, okay, this pen belongs to me. Okay, I am having the ownership of this pen. I have gone and I have bought this pen. So to show this ownership, I have used that Sapna's pen, apostrophe Sapna, apostrophe S, and pen. So when I'm talking about this is Sapna's pen, that time I'm showing this ownership, that this pen belongs to me only. The relation between the pen and the me is only belongs to me. So when I put the apostrophe, that time it shows the possessive noun. We have so many types of noun. In that there is possessive noun. When we show the relation or to show the ownership, it's a possessive noun. Okay. Now let us see all the main examples regarding the possessive pronoun. That is, a possessive noun always comes before the noun that belongs to it. Okay, you can see the possessive pronoun always comes before the noun. Okay, the dish here you can see in this, dishes is also a pronoun. This dishes is also a noun, and cat is also a noun. So in this both, when we put apostrophe over here, that is possessive noun. What is that? That's a possessive noun because it's showing the ownership. Whom does the dish belongs? The dish belongs to the cat. So that's why the cat itself is a possessive noun. Okay. So a cat's dish. When we talked about the particular thing here, we have talked about the dish. That dish belongs to the cat. Okay. That dish belongs to the cat. That's why it's a possessive noun. Okay. So have you understood what is possessive noun? When we show the ownership, at that time when we put apostrophe to that word itself is a possessive noun. Okay, wherever you see the apostrophe next to the word or the noun, that is possessive noun. What type of noun it will be? That will be the possessive noun. Now we add an apostrophe s to make the singular noun possessive. As we have seen examples, okay, singular means only one cat is there, only one dog is there, only one person or only one boy is standing over there. So the singular person, when we talked about, that time we put an apostrophe s after the name. Natasha, after Natasha I put apostrophe s. After then I have put apostrophe s. After the word cat, you can see here, I'll give you one of the example. For example, when I'm talked about, let's see the example, Nita. Okay, when I talked about Nita, when I want to show the possessive names, what I would use? Apostrophe s. Nitas. Okay, so this whole itself, when I talked about, it's a singular, it's only one girl name. That's why when we have added apostrophe s after the name, Nita, what I have done, I use the apostrophe. Okay, so that apostrophe is given to the singular possession. It is after the name of that person or place. Okay, so what are the examples given over here? The cats, boys, toms. You can see over here, cats, boys, toms. All these are the one, only one cat, only one boy and one tom I'm talking about. That's why I put an apostrophe after their name. Cats, dishes, boys, hat. Okay, all these. Now, we added only apostrophe to make the plural noun ending in s possessive. Okay, when we talked about the plurals, when I was talking about the one boy, at that time I put an apostrophe after y, boys. Yes, that means only one boy I was talking. But when I want to talk about the boys, okay, well, I'll say that this row is only boys. So when I talked about the plurals or the many ones, that is the plural noun, that time only we have to put an apostrophe. We don't have to add s after that. Only the apostrophe will come. Okay, so what is the difference? When we talked about the singular noun, at that time we add apostrophe and s. Okay, but when we talked about the plural noun which ends with the s, remember the word is ending with the s. They are plurals. You can see boys, not the one boy. There are too many boys are there. So when we talked about the boys, at that time it says only the apostrophe is given after this. I'll show you. Can you see this? Apostrophe given after this here. Apostrophe is given after the word s. Why? Because we are talking about the plural noun, which they are ending with the s, the possessiveness. Okay, they are showing the possessive, they are showing the ownership. So to show the plural noun apostrophe, we have to add the apostrophe after the word s. Okay, now let's see with the example. Now the broom is only one. You can see over this jadu, this is only one broom is there. But how many witches are sitting over there? Two witches. So whom it is? The broom is all both of theirs, not the singular. Plural witches are there. There are two witches over there. So when we talked about this, okay, the noun himself is a singular. Okay, the thing or the object which we are talking is a singular, but the ownership is of two. It is divided between the two witches. It belongs to the two witches. To show the plural or to show the possessive, that time what I have did, I did that I have put an apostrophe after the word which. Okay, first witch, second witch. When the both witches are having a one broom, at that time what do we say? Witches broom. But the apostrophe is given after the s. Okay, so there is a difference between the singular and the plural. Every time remember, when you talked about the plural, apostrophe should be given at the end of that word, that is it should be ended with the s. Okay, s, after that you are going to give apostrophe. That means it's a plural noun, plural possessiveness. Okay, singular possession and the plural possession. Okay, I hope all of you have understood. Let's see more examples. uh, what are the rules? We add apostrophe s to the plural noun that does not end with the s to make it possessive. There are some exceptions that does not end with the s as they are plural. Okay, in a singular plural we have seen there are some exceptions which does not end with the s. They do not change their plural form. They keep remains safe in the plural form. So when we talked about this kind of plural, we just go with an apostrophe and s. Okay, no need to remember, only follow that. There, if there are the plural who does not change their noun, at that time apostrophe s will come. I'll show you with the help of example. When we talked about the single deer, okay, when I was talking about the single deer, I'll say the deer's antler. Okay, but when we talked about the plural or the two deers, but the singular and the plural form of deer is remains same. It does not change. Okay, the singular and the plural form of deer does not change. It keep remains same. The spelling of singular and plural is same in that word. So we put an apostrophe s after the word because it doesn't end with the s. It doesn't show the plural. Okay. So the deer's antler. The deer's antler. What are the antlers? Antlers means there, this part is called antlers. So when we talked about the deer's antlers, they don't have one, they have two, and the two pairs of antlers. That's why it's a plural. Okay. So this is the difference between the singular possession and the plural possession. Okay, I hope all of you may have understood this. Now, the second topic is the picture description. It's a very easy and simple task which you have to do. You just have to see the picture, observe the picture or the scenario which is given to you. Just keen observation should be there. Just try to observe each and every corner, each and every picture in that. Make it in the sentence. Okay, describe the color, describe the shape, describe what you have, where does it and how does it appears to you, what do you think about that. Okay, that as simple as that. Okay. For example, I'll show you the pictures, I'll give you some of the questions, and you just have to answer them in a full sentence. Okay, and after collecting all the sentences, you write a paragraph. That's a picture description. Let us see what is the picture description or the composition. A picture composition involves writing sentences based on a given picture. What it, you have given a picture, a particular scenery or the particular uh, photograph is being shown to you, and with the help of that picture or the screen, what you have to do, you have to write the sentences to describe that picture. That's a description of that picture. For example, if I have shown you the picture of morning scene, what you will say, there is a yellow sun in the sky, the green grass is there, you have butterflies fluttering or flying on the flowers, there are so many colorful flowers. Like that you keep on describing. So you keep on describing that picture, that is called the picture description. Simple. So a picture description composition, a picture composition requires the writer to carefully observe the given picture and describe it in the form of a composition having meaningful sentences. What you have to do, you just requires that you carefully observe that picture. Not a single corner should be left. Okay, observe the picture very carefully, very keen observation should be there, and you have to describe that picture in a in the form of meaningful sentences. Okay, just follow one by one, don't just mix everything. Okay, follow the steps, keep describing one thing, don't just make it like jumbled words. Simple, short and easy sentences, but they should be meaningful. There should be a verb, action verb should be there, that the sun is looking very beautiful, the sun is very bright, the sun is shining in the sky. Like this meaningful sentences you have to write. That is called the picture description or composition. Okay, you write a paragraph, 5 to 6 lines you are writing to describe a single picture or single photograph. So to describe that you have used this kind of words or the sentences. Okay, Now here I have given you this picture. Okay, just observe this picture and we are going to write the composition over that. So when I talked about this picture, there are so many children are there. Someone is cooking, someone is just enjoying playing. There are the tents, they have the mats, they have greenery, they have the coconut tree. Everything is over there. You can see the glass is kept on the mat, the plates are there, juices, the fruit basket, everything you can see. So, as I have described, it's a picture of a beautiful sunrise, and in the beginning of the para, it is just away from the margin and write the sentences. Okay, you have to just imagine about that. For example, it's a present over here. So what you are going to write that so many students, so many children are present in the scene, or the there are how many boys and how many girls are there, who is cooking, who is just looking at the coming out from the tent, who is jumping, everything you can mention. That is called the picture description. Okay, so when we talked about this picture, okay, the particular picture, you have to follow the steps. First of all, you have to tell the theme. What is the picture is all about? Does it the scenery, does it the nature scene, or does it the picnic scene? What is the theme of that picture? What exactly you come to know? For example, if there is a picture of a garden, what you will say? The theme of the picture is walking in the garden, or just playing with the friends in the garden. So it can be anything. Just observe the picture and give a theme. Okay, now just follow what is in that. Okay, what is there in the picture? What is there? The two trees you can specially mention over here. You can see all the trees are having bushes, but these two trees are long. So we have mentioned there are two trees, there are so many plants in the scene, green grass is also there, and how many children? As I have mentioned, there are 8 children. One chef is there, the boy is watching the chef. You can see over here, this boy is watching the chef. There is a mat, there's a basket, the jug, juice jug, the tent is there, everything it should be mentioned in the sentence. Just try to observe the each and everything, take out the points and make a sentence. With the help of that, you can make a sentence. That is called the picture description. Okay, now here, as I've talked about the garden, okay, so many things are mentioned over here. I gave you some of the words. The girl is kicking the ball, the two girls are riding a bike or the cycles, and one boy is throwing the frisbee, the birds are flying, one boy is climbing on a tree, uh, two boys are playing or juggling with the balls, one boy is hopping with one leg, one boy is jumping, and the man is talking to the boy that the small children, that is walk walk walk, means the father or the mother himself is teaching the boy to walk in the ground. Okay, so many things I gave you the labels over there. You just have to make a paragraph with the help of all this, as I have mentioned in that sentences. Okay, so this is the picture description. Now, when I've talked about that, here is the paragraph which I have given to you. How I have described this, the picnic. The theme of the picture was picnic. So I given the name picnic. Now, how I have described that is given in so many sentences. With the help of so many sentences, I build up an paragraph. Children are out for a picnic. It is a beautiful place. There are two coconut trees and a few plants. Lush green grass is all around. There are 7 children enjoying themselves. It should be 8. One is hiding somewhere. What you can see, why it is mentioned 7? Because one boy is hiding behind this tree. Okay. uh, there is a chef cooking for them, and a boy is learning how to cook. They have put a big tent for themselves. A mat is spread out with the basket, glass plate, and the jug on it. Clouds are there in the sky. There are eagerly waiting to eat. One boy is hiding behind the plant. I think the children are having a lovely time. Simple. So such a simple sentences, with the help of this we have described. Okay. So no need to go in a very deep. Observe the picture and make a sentence with the help of points. Okay, this is called the picture description. So hope all of you have understood the picture description. Observe the picture and make a sentences. It's simple as that. Okay.